Hello and welcome. I'd like to start today's broadcast with a quote, which is, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." This biblical quote becomes increasingly founded in reality as the spiritual wickedness in the high places of the West Australian government and beyond work tirelessly against the community. Moreover, against humanity in general. Weaponised fracking ranks in the forefront of this all-pervasive evil, with the McGowan government unlawfully going against long-standing, insistent public demand to ban fracking. The transparent excuses used to justify this unforgivably treasonous betrayal of the community are so pathetically feeble as to be beyond a joke. But of course, it's no laughing matter. McGowan's claim that banning fracking would deter overseas investment in WA is manifestly absurd. In addition, the lame controls they preposterously claim minimise the risk from this criminal insanity are demonstrably bogus and deserve the same withering contempt this dictatorial administration has shown towards the WA electorate. The people reject the tyranny and still demand this proven ecocide is permanently banned. This is not a request. It's a non-negotiable demand that will grow and intensify until the grovelling corporate shills masquerading as government are compelled to comply with the law. All government administrations are constitutionally mandated to honour, respect and convey into legislation the prevailing will of the people. The overwhelming public majority repeatedly and emphatically demand this criminal insanity is forever banned. That's it. That's the non-negotiable mandate issued to this administration, whereafter such a resolute position requires being written into law. But instead, we're subjected to the doublespeak, slippery language of cunning obfuscation and deliberate deceit. They attempt to convince us that the EPA, every pollution approved, is capable of regulating this vile eco-terrorism in convenient disregard of the unmitigated failures of every fracking regulatory agency in existence. They ludicrously state that no fracking will be allowed within 2 kilometres of drinking water resources or towns, which is arrant nonsense because the environmental rapists can horizontally drill at any depth in any 360-degree direction, from the wellhead for up to 10 kilometres. They state all fracking operations will require EPA assessment, which, given the abysmal record of this irredeemably corrupted rubber stamp agency, is utterly useless. They falsely assure high standards of health, safety and environmental protection, which again amounts to insulting drivel when pertaining to the polluting devastation unfailingly caused by fracking. They state their corruptly predetermined whitewash inquiry shows that the risk to public health and the environment is low, which is a malicious lie, citing the known environmental ruin and public health impacts consistently inflicted by this gross abomination. This malevolent deception issues from the people elected to serve and protect the public, but in actuality do all within their sadly misplaced power to suppress, poison, disenfranchise, disadvantage, extort and inflict harm from every direction possible. Anyone doubting this should ask, why does government criminalise CBD oil when its amazing multi-beneficial healing and unrivaled pain relief properties with no negative side effects are common knowledge? Why does it outlaw cheap and effective natural cancer cures in order to inflict cruelly punishing chemo and radiation treatments with a miserable 3% chance of remedial success? Why do they flatly refuse to publicly debate medically credentialed experts and qualified researchers like Judy Wileman, PhD, on the established dangers of vaccines, if they are so certain of their case? Why do they flatly refuse to publicly debate the exposed criminal scan of neurotoxic water fluoridation with leading toxicologist Dr. Jeff Payne and many other international preeminent experts? If, as they continuously proclaim, fluoridation and vaccination science is settled, why wouldn't they be keen to establish these purportedly unassailable positions via informed public debate? Instead, they fearfully decline open debate because the unchallengeable truth effortlessly demolishes all government and medical mafia claims. And in this instance, why do they unconstitutionally and unlawfully force the environmentally devastating process of fracking upon communities who remain vehemently opposed to it on the basis of irrefutable science and a shameful world history of horrific and irreparable environmental ruin and public health damage? It takes millions of years to form and fill a freshwater aquifer, and just one invasive frack well to permanently destroy it. Why inflict this universally hated ecocide for an entirely unnecessary product barely covering production costs? Along with an ever-increasing number of dedicated environmental defenders, I've been fighting this evil for longer than I care to remember, but still can't gain a coherent response to these pivotal questions. No matter how compelling the unquestionable proof of harm, no matter how incontestable the scientific evidence establishing guaranteed harm, still government and industry personnel persist with threadbare lies and calculated deception. So what can compel hitherto decent public servants to betray their oath of office and viciously turn against the public who pay their salaries? What covert method does the spiritual wickedness in high places deploy to coerce decision makers into antisocial criminality? It's not uncommon for politicians to be compromised to the dictates of insidious influence by nefarious means, but I have no proof this is the case. What is certain, however, is that a force of unspeakable evil controls those masquerading as government, and to date it wields its maliciously destructive control with impunity. Be that as it may, the purveyors of spiritual wickedness in high places and the Luciferian rulers of darkness are glaringly exposed with their sycophant sock puppet politicians squarely in the crosshairs of public outrage and ever deepening resentment. Thank you for watching.